Good evening to everyone. And I want to say thank you for coming out today. We have a special group here, but today marks a special occasion as we gather here to celebrate the retirement of some of our good friends and colleagues. It's kind of with a heavy heart that we kind of bid farewell to our colleagues who are going to start their new journey. But in saying that, we're also very, very thrilled that they're heading into a new phase of their lives. Now, these individuals have dedicated much of their time and efforts to help to develop and build Northeast into what it is today. Their hard work, dedication, and commitment to our institution have made us who we are today. Their contributions have not only impacted Northeast Mississippi Community College, but also the lives of the students, the staff members who have had the chance to work alongside them. Everyone who has had the opportunity to work with them has been inspired by their wisdom, their kindness, and their tireless work. Their retirement marks the end of an era, but their legacy will continue here to live on through the people whose lives that they have touched. And when you look at the number of years involved here, you know the number of lives that have been touched have been very numerous. Their impact and their work has had a tremendous influence upon the students and the people of Northeast Mississippi Community College. On behalf of the entire institution, we would like to express our gratitude for your service, encouragement, and guidance throughout the years. We wish each of you the best in your future endeavors, and we hope to see you around and invite you back at any time. Once again, thank you for your devoted service. Your hard work will always be appreciated. So on behalf of Northeast Mississippi Community College, the Board of Trustees, and all employees, congratulations on your retirement. And may God bless you and your family. At this time, we want to recognize each retiree, and I would like to ask Dr. Ray Harris to recognize the first retiree, and then we'll just follow the order as they are on your program. Dr. Harris.
Thank you, President Ford. It's my pleasure to recognize Terry Anderson today. Terry has been a member of our art faculty for 42 years, 41 years. That's amazing, more than half of his life, probably. Just kidding, Terry. In recent years, he's taught computer art, photography, exhibition class, and art appreciation. He's also managed the art gallery in Anderson Hall. When I think of Terry, I think of the words efficient, dependable, responsible, and respected. All of those characterize Terry's work. There are often times that I don't even realize he's here because he does everything so well. I don't think I've, at least since I've been division head, have not heard a single complaint from a student or anything like that. Dr. Baragona, I don't think he's ever been on the naughty list or attendance checking. And I don't think I've ever had to remind him about entering a missing grade or anything like that. He usually is the one who reminds me of things I've forgotten to do. But anyway, that kind of responsibility and attention to responsibilities makes the division head's job much, much easier. So Terry, even though you're leaving the classroom, the lessons learned under your guidance will continue to influence several generations. You now have many long years to enjoy this well-earned reward of your work at Northeast, and think about the thousands upon thousands of people whose lives you've touched in those 41 years. We wish you the very best, Terry. Thank you for a job well done. Thank you.
No, go ahead. I'm not going to say much. But if you count my 2 years that I came through Northeast, it's probably going to be 43 years. So I have touched a lot of people one way or the other here at Northeast. But anyway, I've enjoyed it here at Northeast, and I want to thank the administration, the staff, faculty, the students, the Fine Arts Division. They're a wild bunch. Nice to be in that group. And then the art department also. Melody Shen and Jenna Fincher. Also some retirees has already left Northeast, Marta McClendon and Judy Tucci also. But I'd like to thank everyone for the gift and the well wishes, and thank you again.
It is an honor to recognize Dr. Kathy Byers at this 2023 Spring Retirement Reception. Kathy started her journey as a music major here at Northeast, and she actually graduated in 1978 for the first time. After many years of teaching music, she decided to return to Northeast and pursue a nursing degree and graduated from the ADM program in 1995. Kathy says that she cherishes the friendships that she has made along the way, and especially the 23 years of working with Christi Church. Christi had the following to say about Kathy. Kathy is one of the kindest and smartest women I know. I have loved having the opportunity to work beside Kathy for over 20 years, and I can honestly say over the course of time, she has become one of my truest and closest friends. She is loved by her co-workers and students due to her kind heart. She will be truly missed in the nursing program. Kathy has taught many nursing students as well as music students at Northeast. She told me that she loves to see them out in their current environments. And my favorite thing is she said when she's able to talk to them, she always says, "It's great to know that you are being a productive citizen." Kathy focused her doctorate of nursing degree on faith-based nursing. Upon retirement, she plans to do more parish nursing work at her home church of St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Corinth, Mississippi. Her other retirement plans include traveling to Clinton, Mississippi to spend time with her son and his wife. I asked Kathy to leave us a few words of wisdom, and this is what she said. Take care of yourself, enjoy what you do, love God, and love your family. Kathy, thank you for serving Northeast.
Okay, so I've been waiting for the moment ever since I decided that it was time to retire for the tears to start coming, and now is the time they have chosen to appear. Northeast has been a great part of my life. As a student here, when I was quite a bit younger, as a student in middle-aged, and now as a teacher. When I was working on another degree, they asked me when I was doing my oral exams, I can't even think anymore, what did I want to do? And I said, I want to go back to Northeast and teach. And they were just appalled. This was at one of those four-year universities that wear red and blue, just saying. And they were appalled. Did I not want to go to a four-year school? Was that not what where my focus was? And I said, no, that Northeast is where our people, all of Northeast Mississippi, have gotten their education from. We are all educated, we all work hard, we know what to do, we know our jobs because of Northeast. So thank you, President Ford, my nursing people, and my people that I'm related to, that I have to say thank you to. I love them dearly. But thank you all for all these years and for many more years of not having to grade care plans and all that sort of stuff. But still enjoy the friendships. Thank you.
On behalf of Northeast and my department, Student Services, I would like to thank Joy's family for being here today. This is a special occasion for you guys. It's kind of bittersweet for me, so I'll try to get through this. Joy has been at Northeast for 11 years of service. I believe that's correct. I got that from our HR director. And she started in a records office and finished as administrative assistant for Vice President of Student Services. And I put on here in my notes, how did you end up with me? I don't know how that got around to where you got me. I have had the pleasure firsthand to witness her passion and love for her students and our students and their well-being. She understands what an educated person can do for society. She has worked tirelessly with high school counselors, other entities as she has awarded scholarships, and mostly guidance and advice to our students' parents that are coming to this institution. She's one of the first voices that a lot of our high schoolers or parents get to talk with. She was always the first one here, didn't leave until her desk and my desk, especially my desk. She had it outlined for the next morning, what we had to do the next day. She directed and inspired many of the young people that have been in and out of our office for counseling and disciplinary actions. That's what we handle in our office. So she has had her chance to speak with several students that have come back and thanked her for her advice, and that means a lot to me. Now, on a personal note, I'd like to take a minute to personally thank you for your guidance, your patience over the last 5.5 years. When I came into this office, you said, the first day I walked out, she said, "We got this." And I know what that meant, and we've had it. We didn't know what to do with it a lot of times, but we've had it. You made me feel welcome and at peace. You made me more patient and encouraged me to be better help to our students when and where we could. This office, as well as Northeast, is a collective effort to shape young people into being productive citizens, and you carried out that charge. I hope your family knows what you have meant to me and my family, as well as Northeast. We will miss you, but someone has to take care of the grandchildren, the trips, the games, and everything else that you need to go and see, and especially somebody's got to take care of Kent. On behalf of all the student service personnel, we want to thank you for your service to Northeast, and thank you for putting up with me, and may God bless you and your family, for you are a blessing to others. Thank you.
You got to do this.
I don't have a speech prepared because I'm not a speaker. Thank you, Ray. Chief, you were right. Thank you all. I love Northeast. It makes my family. And it's not goodbye. See you later.
It is my honor to recognize Jerry Hurley today for 28.5 years of dedicated service to Northeast. I've had the pleasure of working with Jerry for the last 7 years. Jerry began working at Northeast in the Northeast bookstore as a purchasing clerk. She managed the purchasing activities of office supplies for the bookstore and central office supply. She moved to the mailroom in 2002, and that is where she will hang up her Cardinals cap in June. We all know that Jerry runs a tight ship in the mailroom. She keeps our mailboxes organized, empty, and our packages picked up as soon as possible. She's committed to doing a job as perfectly as she can. These are the things we all know about Jerry, but I'm going to tell you a few things you may not know about her. She is one of the most giving individuals on this campus. She's very generous with her resources and her time. Anytime a coworker is in need, she never forgets a birthday. She worries over and loves her Northeast family right behind her own. Jerry, thank you for all your years of hard work for Northeast. We will all miss your email notifications, and I personally will miss the times we were able to have some really great conversations about religion, politics, and baseball. We wish you and Mark the best retirement possible, spending time with those precious grandbabies. Thank you again for your service to Northeast and your contribution to the purchasing department.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Amber. Love you. Thank you. Hi. I am not a speaker. I am very shy, unless it's one-on-one, and then I'll talk your ear off. Mark and I came here with our family in '92. Seems like forever, I guess it was. And y'all have just taken us in and made us, you guys are our family. And speaking of family, Marcella Stell and her husband Boots live right next door. Marcella was a records officer for 40, 50, 60 years, a long time. And God couldn't have gifted us with better neighbors. And my family, part of my family's here. We're Catholic, so we have extended, but they weren't able to come. But anyway, I just want to thank you. I'll say that I'll miss you, but we don't live far, so we'll see you around. So thank y'all. Thank you, Amber, and everybody here. Appreciate it.
It's my honor to be able to stand here and recognize Mr. Mark Hurley. Mark has been an instructor in the Math and Science Division for quite some time. He teaches some of our agricultural classes and some of our biology classes, and he always manages to bring a lot of joy and a lot of fun into what he does for our students and for our faculty as well. And so in that frame, I want to read you guys a little something about Mark Hurley. This is an ode to Mark Hurley. In 1992, young Mark Hurley joined the Northeast family. He had already been in academia, so he fit in amicably. He and Jerry thought they wouldn't be in Boonville very long. 30 years later, you can see that they were wrong. In that time, Mark has made many, many friends. We have all been a little sad that he is ready for it to end. Mark, you see, always brings a bit of fun inside McCoy's walls, whether skating on thin fountain ice or riding a science cart down the hall. Mark has a love of science education for all ages. He enjoys showing his honor students research at all stages. With his students in their class or labs, he goes the extra mile. He even brought 2 bunnies to campus to make some children smile. Mark, I really think you might be doing this too early. Every person who I tell says, no, not Mr. Hurley. We all know that you and Jerry have plans to travel. To see your kids and grandkids, you two will have to hit the gravel. So congrats to you from all of McCoy's ladies and fellas. And if you catch us giving you the evil eye, it's just because we're jealous. Thank you so much for so many years of service to our division. It's been a pleasure being your colleague for the time that I've been here, which is longer than I want to admit. And we hope that we wish you all the best.
How much does this have to be fed?
Once or twice a day is probably plenty.
Once or twice a day?
Yeah.
Feed. Yeah, I bet that's what, yeah, they're picking. So, Anyway, you've already heard from the better half of the team here. But at any rate, like I say, as Andrea said, came here not intending to stay that long, came here intending to stay about 1 or 2 years, and that was about 31 years ago. So, I don't know, like I said, it took a long time to get used to teaching, but after I got used to it, I got to where I really enjoy it, and enjoy being in the classroom with students and interacting with the students and all. And, I'm going to miss the folks that I worked with there in the math and science division, and also going to miss being around the students and all. So I don't really know much else to say except, thank you. Appreciate it.
Today, it is my honor and privilege to recognize Miss Lori Michael as she prepares for retirement. Lori is a 1989 graduate of Pine Grove High School, and those of you that know her, you know that she is the unofficial official advisor for all Pine Grove students. They are always in her office or calling her phone, and she helps them deal with any issue that they ever have at Northeast. So I know you're going to be missed in that regard. After Pine Grove, Lori came to Northeast, where she worked and received her microcomputer information processing diploma, Associate of Applied Science. And after working in industry for a few years, she came to Northeast, and she's been here for the last 25 years. All but 2 of those years have been in career and technical education. She spent the first 2 years in financial aid, and of course that was until she wised up. I don't know if Greg's in here or not. But she is, like I said, had 25 years. I'm the 5th CTE director that Miss Michael has worked with. And it's been my pleasure to work with her over the last 7 years. And I'll be honest, before I took this job, I called her and asked to make sure that she was not going anywhere before I moved up here from Corinth. And she told me she was not, and we've had a good 7 years. But now she tells me that she's going to retire before she has to train another CTE director. So I see her point on that. Everyone that I see, it seems like they're asking me, what are you going to do now that Lori is retiring? And just to be honest, I'm asking myself that same question. I can't overstate how valuable Lori has been to our division and to Northeast. She's loved and respected by every person in the division and by the students that she works with, as well as many others in the Northeast family. She's touched so many lives and helped so many students during her career. When it comes to career and technical education, Lori has probably forgotten more than any of the rest of us will ever know, and I'm not exaggerating. She's a very special person. She's dedicated, reliable, efficient, intelligent, and most importantly, Lori, she truly cares about her co-workers and all the students that she works with and serves. Lori, my friend, thank you for your service, for our division, for Northeast, and for all the things you've done for me personally. Now you're going to have time to spend with those grandkids and with your family, and also to pursue your side business, photography. For those of you that don't know, Lori is an excellent photographer. A little plug for you there. And as you prepare for your next adventure, we wish you the best, and God bless you and your family. Don't be a stranger.
I wrote a little something, so I'm not a speaker either. Northeast has been the best place to work. I feel like I've grown up and grown older here. I have so many memories from the financial aid office to the CTE division. This division, these people, they just love what they do. They know what they do, and they're the best at what they do. They've had my back for so many years through so many different things. Each one of them are very dear friends that have become like family to me. I will forever be grateful for that. Thank you all so very much.
I'm back. Today I also have the honor to recognize Mr. Jerry Palmer as he retires. Mr. Palmer has been an automotive instructor at Northeast since the year 2000, but he's worked in the automotive industry for over 57 years. He's a top-notch automotive technician and an even better teacher. When it comes to engine and electrical diagnosis, Jerry is the best of the best. I can honestly say that. And what's better, he has an awesome ability to take a difficult concept and relay that in a way that's easily understandable for his students. But what truly makes Jerry great is the heart that he has for his students. Over the years, I've seen him go above and beyond to help students. You know, sometimes that meant staying late to work on their cars to help them, or to work on an assignment, or to help them get a job, or maybe even to give them gas money to get back to school the next day. He really goes above and beyond. He's truly one of the nicest people that I've ever met. And Jerry, like I said with Lori, you're loved and respected by everybody in the division. You know, most afternoons or sometimes in the morning, I make a point to get out and walk around to the different career tech buildings just to make sure that things are going okay. And it seems more often than not I end up in Jerry's shop, and he and I will start talking about automotive problems or issues that I may be having or somebody else is having. Sometimes he'll get his dry erase marker out and he'll get on the whiteboard and he'll start diagramming something out for me. And it just amazes me how he can take something like that and make it so easy for somebody like me to understand. And I told him the other day that he couldn't retire because I didn't have my automotive degree yet. But he's not listening to me about that. Jerry, all your friends in the division and here at Northeast are really going to miss you. We appreciate everything you've done for the division and for Northeast and for your students. And I hope that you can enjoy life and do the things that you want to do and be happy, and that God will bless you. We're really going to miss you. Thank you.
I think I figured it out. He's not going to have nobody work on his car. Now, I have enjoyed doing what I've done in our division, teaching automotive. If you want to talk about a car, I can talk about a car. This right here is out of my league right here, doing stuff like this. But you know, I remember us going in 2000, Mr. Crane, we had to go down to Mississippi State and stay for, I don't forget how many days like that. And I was asked a question, why do you want to be a teacher? And you know, I had to think about that, and I had to write a paper on it that way. But I come up with a solution, and I've sort of lived by that ever since I've been at Northeast. You can make a difference in somebody's life. And I took that serious because I wanted to make a difference in every student that I had the opportunity to make a difference in their life. But I look around and I see a lot of y'all people that's made a difference in my life because you had to help me to do the things that I've done. It wasn't teaching automotive, it was doing the stuff that went with it. But I appreciate it, and I've enjoyed the time that I've been at Northeast. And God bless each one of you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to stand here this afternoon. This is probably my second favorite day of the year. Graduation is the first. This is the second because it marks a new beginning for both our students and our employees who have decided to retire. And Jerry, like you said, all of this group has made an impression on me as a person in my time here. So I'm very thankful to have known each of you. But the pleasure today for me is to speak on behalf of Greg Smith, who is retiring as a computer center director after 34 years of service at Northeast. First as an instructor, and then he left and went into industry and worked for a number of years and came back. And I looked around the room earlier and I didn't see, there he is. Chris Murphy, I'll pick on him, had Greg's class back in the day. And Chris told me that one time and I said, hey, well, how'd you do in the class? He said, well, I withdrew. So I don't know if that says, the class was hard or what about Chris. Either way, he did say Greg was a good instructor. And Greg, even though you haven't been in the classroom in a number of years, many of us don't realize how important his role at Northeast is. He once told me that he didn't want to be seen around campus, and in fact that if he were seen, then something was really wrong. Everything, when it was running smoothly, he could stay in his office and everything was good. And that is what he has done. Countless hours that he's spent that nobody knows about, 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to install an upgrade or a patch or fix a problem, going to Corinth, going to New Albany, sitting in a server room at all hours of the day and night when nobody knows that he's there. But his work, along with the rest of the computer center, are what allows the whole college to run and run as efficiently as it does. So Greg, we know that this is a new beginning for you. You have hobbies and a family. I know that you're excited to get on the motorcycle when the weather turns a little bit and go, and I hope you enjoy doing that. So Greg, thank you for your service to Northeast. We appreciate it very much. And I'll mention he's like an NCAA team on the bubble. So he was a late entry to the tournament of retirement. So there's a real plaque coming for you, Greg, but we have a certificate for today.
As Coach Ford's famous for saying, what a ride. But yes, I was hired here in 1985. Just to dispel the incredulity that's coursing through the room, no, I wasn't 12 when they hired me. I began as a student in 77. I was here on a band scholarship, if you can believe that, back when we rode buses to every ball game. Perkinston and Poplarville that was a bus ride. It wasn't 4-lane back then either. But it's interesting how hiring was done back then. I was hired, I was living in Birmingham, Joe, and I was working at Bell South, AT&T. It was during the divestiture. And I get a call from my dad, who had had lunch with Harold T. White that day. My dad worked for the employment office. And Mr. White said, didn't your son get his master's in computer? And my dad answered yes. Said, tell him to give me a call. I need a computer teacher. So that's how I was hired. Mr. White could sell sand in the desert, I guess. He convinced me to leave. If I'm not mistaken, after Mr. Anderson and I leave, that just leaves Coach Ford and Ms. Crump as the last two that were hired by Mr. White, still here. So. But I am finishing I'm finishing my 35th contract. I'm fulfilling out one contract was consultant to the computer center. So, but I've been 33 years as a director. I think that's the longest anyone has held the title of director. I know Ralph Johnson was director for a long time, and there's been directors that became deans or vice presidents, I think, but I think I've held the title of director longer than anyone. I have so many fond memories of this place. Probably my fondest memory was when I was a student here. Me and my best friend were eating lunch in the grill in the back of the Union, and I looked up and I saw the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. She was standing there with her tray, looking for a place to sit. I offered a chair, sit next to me. This summer, that beautiful girl and I will be celebrating our 39th anniversary together. My wife, Joyce, here. You know, Joyce never got a retirement party when she retired. She worked here for nearly 30 years, I think. Fun fact, she shared a suite with Coach Ford in Estes Hall, her and Sharon Sparks. And if there's any dirt that she might have on Coach Ford through those paper-thin walls, she hasn't told it to me, so I don't know. Could hear everything. I'm so thankful for my family that they could be here, both my sons, my daughter-in-law, one of my daughter-in-laws. It's a lot of crow that I've eaten over the years. If we'd have just had a soccer team, I'd have had a Mr. Northeast instead of a Mr. ICC. But they went there to the other school to play soccer. I begged Dr. Chance and Johnny to get a soccer team, but no, don't do that. But anyway, I've been privileged to work with some of the greatest, most talented, most dedicated people. And I guess the one thing that's probably my biggest regret is probably the head scratcher for most of you is why was there never a computer center employee got a reserved parking space as a tip top? And I'll tell you, it's my fault. Every year the nominations came out, I just couldn't do it. I could not say that I valued Ron's work over Sarah or Mark over Jeffrey. That was a Sophie's choice. I just could not do. In my opinion, they're the rock stars. They're the foot soldiers that take care of this place. They actually deserve valet parking if it was left up to me. They do valet parking, but for that I'm truly sorry. They truly are the ones that make this place go. Coach Ford mentioned he'll always be Coach Ford to me. I'm sorry. I've known him since more than half my life. But mentioned the stages, the phases. My dad used to say there's 4 stages. This is stage 3 of everyone's life. You aspire, you perspire, you retire, and then you expire. So this is stage 3. And, you know, when I look on the perspire part of my life, my first job started working in 1973. I was working in a grocery store, and that was 50 years ago. I've been perspiring for 50 years, been paying into Social Security for 50 years. So, not ready to draw it out yet, but it wasn't the ideal time for me, but most of you don't know, but we lost my mother-in-law a month ago, and it's just time. And Joe and I want to do all the things we've wanted to do before we expire. So, but when I'm gone, there'll be a little eccentricity. That oddball Harley-riding geek won't be here anymore. But I want to thank everyone, especially Coach Ford. And I wish I could do more, but time and technology just keeps marching on. It won't stop. I will give a word of encouragement, though. And I hear despair a lot of times, and what's it worth? Am I really doing anything? Like Jerry said, you are making a difference. We all are just cogs in this big machine we call education. Every one of us is just as important. We may not be bigger than other cogs, but it takes all of us. And you do make a difference. You do make the world a better place. You couldn't say that if we made cigarettes. The world is a better place because of everything that you do. So with that, I want to thank you. Thank Coach Ford. Thank everyone, especially the people I've worked with and for over the years. May God bless. Go Tigers.
Maurice Stafford, Maurice's family's here, and thank y'all for being here. First, I would like to before I start with Maurice, thank all of you. I've worked with everybody in this room that's retiring. Thank you for your service. You hit it on the head. Everybody makes a difference. They do. This bunch really, truly does. I don't know if anybody totaled up how many total years is up here, but it's got to be very, very humble to know that you have touched so many people, thousands of people that have been through this place. And for that, I thank you personally. Thank you. Maurice and I competed against each other in high school, junior high. We competed against each other. Growing up, we went to school in Northeast together. He went to UNA from here. I won't go through a bit biography of him and everything, but my point is he came here as a student athlete. He has served here for 20 years as a teacher, coach, mentor. He currently came back and worked for 20 years, as I said, as a basketball coach. Then he turned to mentor and has been in student services in my division for the past few years. He served as the intramural director, as well as serving other capacities during his tenure while he was here. The last couple of years, he has worked with the Student Activities Office, along with help with campus police and security for our campus. He is about every function that we have on this campus for some of you who don't realize that, but he is our eyes and ears around about every activity we have going on, ball games, whatever it is, dances, and for that I'm grateful. Thank you. I would like to especially thank him for the effort he made during, and I'll say it, the C word, COVID. While a lot of us were at home, he helped take meals. He helped make sure that we had the proper protocols in place for our dorm students. He checked on people to make sure if they needed to go to the hospital, if they needed to go to the doctor. And I just don't, I'll be forever grateful for that because it was a tough couple of years. And Maurice has spent the years at Northeast, and he will always be part of this place. And anybody that's worked with him, worked around him, knows Northeast #1 in his heart. And I think everybody sitting over here to my right, that's a testament to all of you. Northeast has been first in your heart. You wouldn't be here this long if it wasn't. And thank you, Maurice, and we appreciate everything you've done, and God bless your family. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank Dr. Ford. I'd like to thank Northeast. Like I said, Northeast is my heart. I'll never forget Coach Akins was wanting me to come down here to play basketball. Mississippi Valley State was wanting me to come back play basketball for them. So me and my daddy had a rough weekend that weekend. We were debating going to Mississippi Valley State or coming to Northeast. I was mama's boy, still is mama's boy, but I wanted to stay close to home. So I sort of won out. I signed with Mississippi Valley State that weekend, but by Monday morning, I had made my mind up to come to Northeast, and Coach Akins was happy about that. And I'll never forget over in the, what they call Bonham Coliseum, I got a standing ovation that I came to a ball game here. And that was in 1980. 1980 was when Northeast started getting the basketball back here again, and we started getting larger crowds. Also, on behalf of the Stafford family, we've had 3 people to come here and played on national teams here. Myself, Phyllis Stafford went on and played at Ole Miss. Fred went on and played at North Alabama. Coach Ferris always kidded me, him and Coach Robinson, about Phyllis Stafford is probably one of the greatest basketball players in our family. But we'll take that as a family. And again, I'd just like to say thank Dr. Ford. Thank you all, Northeast. And you will always be in my heart.
Thank you, Maurice. I do want to say 2 things. First of all, we have some gifts over here. Make sure that you pick those up. Also, on the back of your plaque, you have a lifetime pass to all of Northeast events. So please, we encourage you to use those, okay? And lastly, I want to make sure that we recognize the families of the people that are here supporting our retirees today. So if you are a family member and you've come to support your family member, would you please stand? Thank you. Thank you for your support to your family, and that's what we're about here, family. So thank you all for attending today. I want to encourage you to partake of the refreshments that we have here, so make yourself at home and just mingle and enjoy your time and fellowship that we have here. This concludes our program, and thank you so much.